Hello, so welcome Stephanie to my video demonstration for emotional freedom technique. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, good. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself and also what you would like to work on today?
Right. So my name is Stephanie. I'm currently a student. I'm taking up my master's in digital marketing and I'm a part-time indoor cycling instructor. So I'm always switched on and my anxiety levels are up here. So I really would like to work on lowering that and just, I think, being more in tune with my feelings and yeah, any baggage that I have, hopefully I could let that out right here.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay. So tell us a little bit more about your anxiety. So what specifically do you feel anxious about?
Right. So I just feel like I'm always thinking about work. Right now, I'm just trying to find part-time work. So, obviously, given the situation, I feel like it's a struggle. So I'm always thinking about that. And when it comes to sleeping, I do have a hard time. I feel like I dream about work. I dream about Excel sheets and papers. So yeah, I really would like to kind of calm down, and hopefully this would help.
Okay, okay, okay. And so with EFT, it's best to work on just one aspect at a time. So you've given me a couple of things there. So thinking about work and the struggle, looking for work, especially in the climate at the moment. And also you mentioned about sleep. So which was the one that you feel is most important to you that you'd like to do today?
I feel like I'd like to work on sleep because I feel like that is the foundation for health as well. You can't really function if you don't sleep.
Definitely. Okay, so quite often with sleep, this can possibly have been going on for a number of years. But for the demonstration video, we'll just keep it on quite a light level. And then once the video is finished, we'll do it more in depth. Okay, so you
All
really
right.
get of where the sleep issue might have come from. And just to explain a little bit more about emotional freedom technique, it's a little bit like psychological acupuncture, but without the needles. And it involves doing a setup phrase and tapping here. It's like a karate chop. Just to focus the mind on exactly what we're going to be working on. And then we'll be tapping on the Chinese meridian points. So here, 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 just underneath the eye, here, 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 just on the chest, and here. Okay, just where, just
Right, like here.
yes, that's
All right.
right.
Got it.
So we're going to be tapping on those as we're releasing the emotions related to sleep, and as you've already said, anxiety. So usually in a therapy session, which is going to be after the demo, we will be working on a much deeper level. So that'll be really great as well. I mean, do you have any questions before we start?
Nothing really. I'm just ready to dive in there.
Fantastic. Okay. So if you can, because you were saying about your mind is always thinking about Excel sheets and paperwork and all of that stuff, and you'd like to feel calm and relaxed and ready for sleep. Where and you were saying about anxiety being the emotion that you attach to sleep. Is that the utmost negative emotion that you experience before sleeping?
Yeah, I feel like it is really that, thinking about a lot of things. And I think that stops me from relaxing and falling into sleep. I mean, I do get fall to sleep eventually, but I just find myself waking up at like odd hours and then finding the need to look at my phone.
Right,
And that's
okay.
then a really bad habit.
Yes, yes. I suppose you're still quite switched on to, all the things that you need to do and things that might be on your phone. So, in terms of the anxiety, where do you feel it in your body if you were to tune into it?
I feel like it would be here and in my like neck area. It always feels really tight, and that gives me many headaches as well.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And what color would you say it is?
Color,
Mm.
like the color that I see, that's interesting. I feel like it's
Yeah.
purple. I don't know why, but I just see purple. I'm not sure.
Interesting. Yeah. And is it heavy or is it light? What's the density?
I would say most days it's heavy, and then some days it's light. Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah.
So think about it at its worst. What would you say? If you can imagine it at its worst now.
Like if I could rate it in a scale, or
Is it quite heavy when it's at its worst, or is it quite light?
yes,
Yeah.
it's definitely heavy when it's worse. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I could
Okay.
it does connect to like other I do have other signs. Like I do have tinnitus, the ringing in the ear, so that like
Mm.
gets worse when I'm more stressed. So I take those body signs, as a
Mhm.
way, kind of like it's like my body trying to tell me that, okay, Steph, you're stressed, you need to relax. But
Mhm.
yeah, it happens constantly.
Yeah. Okay. Um, okay. So on a scale of 0 to 10, how sort of anxious do you feel when it's at its worst? If you can just imagine that now.
Probably say like a 7 would be the worst. I don't think I've experienced anything more.
Okay, all right then, that's fine. Okay, so what you have to do in EFT, you have to just copy me. So I'll say something and you just copy as you're tapping. So just
Okay.
tap tap here like this, like a karate chop. Okay. So
Even though, do I repeat what you say?
that's right, yeah.
Even
So
though
I have this heavy purple anxiety.
I have this heavy purple anxiety.
I can feel it in my head and in my neck
I can feel it in my head and in my neck
when I'm thinking about lots of different things.
when I'm thinking about lots of different things,
And I'm always switched on
and I'm always switched on
before going to sleep.
before going to sleep.
It makes me feel so anxious.
It makes me feel so anxious,
This heavy purple anxiety.
this heavy purple anxiety.
I'd like to let this go
I'd like to let this go
and just feel calm and relaxed,
and just feel calm and relaxed,
ready to go to sleep.
ready to go to sleep,
Even though
even though
I can feel this heavy, tight purple anxiety
I can feel this heavy, tight purple anxiety
in my head and in my neck.
in my head and in my neck.
I'm thinking about so many things before I go to sleep,
I'm thinking about so many things before I go to sleep,
and it makes me feel so anxious.
and it makes me feel so anxious.
I'd like to let this anxiety go
I'd like to let this anxiety go
and just feel calm and relaxed so I can go to sleep.
and just feel calm and relaxed so that I can go to sleep.
Even though
Even though
I have this heavy purple anxiety,
I have this heavy purple anxiety,
it feels so tight around my neck and in my head,
it feels so tight around my neck and in my head.
and it makes me feel anxious
It makes me feel anxious
when I'm thinking about all the things I need to do,
when I'm thinking about all the things I need to do,
like Excel spreadsheets and paperwork.
like Excel spreadsheets and paperwork.
I'd like to let this go
I'd like to let this go
and just feel calm, relaxed.
and just feel calm and relaxed.
I have this heavy purple anxiety.
I have this heavy purple anxiety.
I can feel it in my neck and in my head.
I can feel it in my neck and in my head.
It feels really tight around my neck and in my head,
It, it feels really tight in my neck and in my head.
and it feels really heavy.
And it feels really heavy,
This purple anxiety
this purple anxiety,
about going when I go to sleep.
about when I go to sleep.
I'm thinking about so many things
I'm thinking about so many things
I need to do,
I need to do,
and I'm really switched on
And I'm really switched on.
Mind is always really switched on.
My mind is always really switched on.
When I think about the things I need to do,
When I think about the things that I need to do,
sometimes I even wake up and check my phone straight away.
sometimes when I wake up and check my phone straight away,
It makes me feel more anxious.
it makes me feel more anxious.
And I can feel this heavy anxiety
And I can feel this heavy anxiety
in my neck and in my head.
in my neck and in my head.
I'd like to let this go
I'd like to let this go
and just feel calm and relaxed
and just feel calm and relaxed
so I can sleep when I want to.
so I can sleep when I want to.
Okay, take a deep breath. Okay, so just tune in again to the anxiety. And how much anxiety do you feel now on a scale of?
I do feel about like a 4/10, not so anxious anymore.
Okay, that's really
Yeah.
good. Excellent. And where do you feel this anxiety now if you were to tune into it?
Probably here,
In your
just
chest?
like a 4. Yeah, definitely. I feel like that movement's unlocked a feeling. I don't know. It just feel, but I do feel it here. But it's not like painful or anything. It's just like a little heavy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what color is it?
I don't know. I think I'd say it's about like a dark yellow or like yellow
Okay.
orange.
Interesting. Okay. And okay, so we'll continue. So even though
Even though
I can feel this dark yellow anxiety,
this dark yellow anxiety,
maybe a little bit orange,
maybe a little bit orange.
it's a little heavy
It's a little heavy
when I think about going to sleep.
when I think about going to sleep.
I think of all these things that I have to do.
I think about all these things that I have to do.
It makes me feel so anxious.
It makes me feel so anxious.
All the Excel spreadsheets and paperwork
All the Excel spreadsheets and paperwork
and other stresses that I'm thinking about.
and other stresses that I'm thinking about.
I'd like to let this go
I'd like to let this go
and feel calm and relaxed before I go to sleep,
and feel calm and relaxed before I go to sleep,
even though
even though
I can feel this yellowy orange anxiety in my chest.
I can feel this yellowy orangey anxiety in my chest.
It's a little bit heavy
It's a little bit heavy
when I think about all those things I need to do before I go to sleep.
when I think about all the things I need to do before I go to sleep.
Really makes me feel stressed and anxious
It really makes me feel stressed and anxious
before I go to sleep.
before I go to sleep.
I'd like to let this go
I'd like to let this go
and feel calm and relaxed
and feel calm and relaxed
before I go to sleep,
before I go to sleep,
even though
even though
I have this yellowy orange anxious feeling.
even though I have this yellowy orange anxious feeling.
I can feel it in my chest
I can feel it in my chest
before I go to sleep
before I go to sleep
because I'm overthinking
because I'm overthinking
about all the different things I need to do.
about all the different things I need to do.
And that makes me feel a little bit stressed,
And that makes me feel a little bit stressed,
anxious.
anxious.
I'd like to let this go
I'd like to let this go
and feel calm and relaxed before I go to sleep.
and feel calm and relaxed before I go to sleep.
I feel this yellow anxiety,
I feel this yellow anxiety,
yellowy orange anxiety.
yellowy orange anxiety.
I can feel it in my chest
I can feel it in my chest
when I think about all the things I need to do before I go to sleep.
when I think about all the things that I need to do before I go to sleep.
all the things I'm worrying about,
all the things that I'm worrying about,
that I'm anxietying about.
that I have anxiety about.
It's really making me feel anxious,
It's really making me feel anxious,
and I can feel it in my chest.
and I can feel it in my chest.
But perhaps I can be open to the possibility
But perhaps I could be open to the possibility
that all these things
that all these things
can just wait till the morning.
can just wait till the morning.
I'd like to let this anxiety go
I'd like to let this anxiety go
and just feel calm and relaxed before I go to sleep.
and just feel calm and relaxed before I go to sleep.
I can feel this yellowy orange anxiety.
I can feel this yellowy orange anxiety.
I can feel it in my chest
I can feel it in my chest
about all the things that I'm worrying about
about all the things that I'm worrying about
before I go to sleep.
before I go to sleep.
I'd like to let this go
I'd like to let this go
and just feel calm and relaxed,
and just feel calm and relaxed,
knowing that it can all wait till the morning.
knowing that it can all wait till the morning.
Okay, just take a deep breath.
Wow. I feel so much lighter.
Oh, fantastic. That's really good.
Yeah.
Excellent. So on a
Yeah,
scale of
that's
0 to
crazy.
10. Yeah, it's amazing,
I
isn't
feel
it?
like wow, I feel like it's just at a 1 or a 0 even, like I barely feel it anymore. I think at first before it was more focused here on the neck and then it disappeared and focused here. But now I just feel like it's kind of gone.
Amazing. That's fantastic. That's brilliant. So what would you say, you said it was a 1, didn't you? So what do you think that remaining anxiety is about?
I think it's just the stress that I feel after teaching an indoor cycling class. Like I did just give that my all like an hour ago.
Yeah.
So I think that's just that. Like I do feel it in my legs. But then yeah, this has it definitely helped, over here and here.
Mm,
But yeah,
yeah. And I suppose when you say stress after teaching, that's another aspect, isn't it?
yeah,
So, that's another thing that might be contributing to anxiety, but, a completely different thing. So if you were to focus on the anxiety you might feel about overthinking things before you go to sleep, I mean, how, on a scale of 0 to 10, how does that feel?
when after I teach, like when I go to sleep.
Before you go to sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before I go to sleep, sorry. Yeah, after I teach a class and I go to sleep, I do feel like it's definitely harder to have a good night's rest. So it does affect. Yeah, I guess I would say it like about 6/10 after a class. Can't
Mhm.
sleep. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay. Well, that's something that we can work on after this recording, but I'm glad that it really did help you to release the anxiety that you were feeling. And it's fantastic that you really felt it come off your chest. That's brilliant.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank
And
you so much, Stephanie.
you're welcome. And I'll just stop the recording.